Mario Kart Tour's 2022 year was very mixed. I do gotta say right off the bat that from start to finish, this was definitely the best year we've had for Mario Kart Tour yet, with all of its new content that it's delivered, amazing updates, all the new characters, and just the overall fun and excitement this year brought compared to the other years. We definitely got the best year of Tour out of this game yet, and I don't think any other year is going to compare to this at all. What's up, everyone? My name is Ryder, and today we'll be talking about Mario Kart Tour's 2022 year, my overall thoughts on it, and how it slowly declined. It went back up a little bit and then slowly declined again. Let's start off with the first month of this year. Back in January, Tour was in a very interesting spot from what I remember. We started out with, I think the Singapore Tour after, of course, the New Year's, which brought in Meowser, was my most requested character. I'm actually not sure if Singapore actually started it out this year. I think it was actually the tour that Wario Shipyard was in. I'm not entirely sure, but we did get two 3DS courses, came back to back, I'm pretty sure, or maybe it was one and then it was Singapore and then it was Wario Shipyard. But the overall month of January, we saw something completely different that we hadn't seen in a very long time with Tour, and that was the fact that we started getting a ton of new content every single tour. I think ever since that New Year's tour, we had started getting some pretty interesting content. We had started seeing a lot more things come to Tour, and we saw a lot of interesting ideas being brought in. Even that tour preview when we had with Singapore, we actually had to do this retweet thing, or I don't remember what it was exactly, but you had to try to figure out how to unlock the trailer for the Singapore tour. That was so cool, and sadly they never brought this back again, but the fact that they did that, it really brought in some good ideas for what's to come. February, I really don't remember very much of, but I remember it started getting very interesting because I think we had an announcement or some sort of data mine for a big update that was coming to the next month. I'm not entirely sure, but I remember exactly that towards the end of February, there was something that happened. But they were pretty okay tours. If I can't remember, I'm just going to be putting them on screen anyway. March and April, I'm not really going to keep talking about each month specifically, but the March and April time of this game was where it started getting to a really peak year. So we had gotten that Mii update, which added in the Miis, which had been data mined for years now. And we finally got Miis into the game. They work very interesting and much different compared to the normal characters that we get in the game. We got tracks like Mushroom Gorge and Coconut Mall and Koopa Cape, all in this summer/spring area, and it was fantastic because a lot of people have been wanting a lot more Wii tracks, and we only had DK Summit and Maple Trailway at the time. So this year we got 3 Wii tracks. Like I said, Mushroom Gorge, Coconut Mall, and Koopa Cape, which is some of the most popular Wii tracks in that entire game, and they got recreated pretty well. Koopa Cape is a little bit because the rock texture is not really the right rock texture. It's kind of more like the Rock Mountain texture, but it didn't bother me too much. We still got some great tours in between that time. Dr. Tour was so fun because we got to see the Dr. Alts, which recently before then Dr. Mario World had shut down. And it was really cool that they kind of represented those characters into a little Doctor celebration with those 2 tours. Back to back, by the way, with Coconut Mall and Koopa Cape. That was such a wonderful and nostalgic time now. We also got some really great city courses this year too as well. I started out with Singapore, in the middle of the year we got Bangkok, and then we also got, the Nitro being Sky High Sunday. And then this is where we start to get into the decline territory. So I think it had started getting a little around the Ocean Tour time. Ocean Tour is where it really started to show its colors for the rest of this year, because it was okay. When we got the preview, we got Daisy Cruiser and Singapore 2, right? That's fantastic. We're getting 2 tracks. It also started a brand new trend with multiple tracks in each tour for the rest of this year, most of the rest of this year. It was a pretty bad tour, and I think the reason why for that was because, like I said earlier about, the 3S Bowser Castle and Wario Shipyard, this is what I'm talking about. We had started in this time just getting the same tracks over and over and over and over again, and it started getting really, really messy, and it was just not fun to play the game because they kept bringing back the same tracks over and over again. who is going to want to grind those same tracks unless if you really love those tracks to death? But especially Wire Shipyard, they brought that track way too much back during that time, and that track's not even like that good in the first place. And it's really difficult and really frustrating that they kept doing this, and it started making a lot of players leave the game because it was just getting so repetitive and it was very, very boring. I myself was really finding it hard to play the game during this time because I'm like, this is not fun. And then I think the next tour right after that was the Sunday tour, which brought in Sky High Sunday, which was already a pretty mid track when it was shown in Mario Kart Deluxe. And it was just, I mean, the track was actually pretty good in Tour, I gotta say. It's pretty fun. It was definitely meant for Tour more than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But the thing that kind of brought the Tour down was the fact that we started getting these tracks over and over again. Even Coconut Mall was getting hated on, which is really insane to think about because Coconut Mall is a big fan favorite track. And the fact that people were hating on it shows that it's came back way, way too much. And then something really sparked up. So we got to, you know, like about a month or two of kind of just very sorts of tours. And then we got to second anniversary. And this is where things started getting to really heat up. I think like if tour 2 before second anniversary, we got an announcement that the pipes were getting removed. A lot of people were starting a lot of rumors and stuff. And it was really confusing a lot of people, and a lot of players left. Some players stayed. It was a very rough time. It was starting to, because the tours before were just getting very weak, and they announced this, and a lot of people really love those pipes, especially me. And it was really hard to see people go by, especially when it was a lot of people that you know were players ever since the beginning of the game. A lot of them left because of this update. However, this update also brought in a big feature that everyone has been asking for, especially me. Which was battle mode. They finally added in balloon battle, at least. It was not coin runners, no other modes, it was just balloon battle. And to this day, I think this is probably Nintendo's best decision, along with the pipe removal. As much as I love the pipes, it was definitely a needed feature to get rid of the gotcha mechanics, and especially since it's going to probably become illegal in a lot of parts of the world now, they had to do something about it. Otherwise, I think the game would have found itself into a bunch of lawsuits and stuff. And so, the pipes were removed, a lot of the things were actually removed, and we got battle mode in there. And ever since then, battle mode has been a great addition. Right in that same exact area, we got those infamous pipes of gold charging Chuck being really hard to pull for, and then right after was King Mario, which to this day still has not came back into the game, and it made it really difficult for people to pull for him. Luckily, I was one of the people who got this character, and yeah, it was just a very weird time for Mario Kart Tour, and it was really hard for a lot of people. At points, I even found myself getting a little emotional because, like, it was a really big part of my channel, you know, doing the pipe pulls, and I still do pipe pulls, but they're definitely not the same as what they used to be. The overall tracks this year have been pretty decent. I think that they've definitely been the best inclusions that we've gone throughout this entire year. We've also been seeing towards the end of this year that we've been getting a lot of RT variant tracks included along with, you know, these new debut tracks. We got like DK Mountain and Peach Gardens, which are amazing additions to this game, but DK Mountain is a little, it doesn't really fit a little bit into this game, but I'm guessing that they probably just added it because it's probably going to be added to the Booster Course Pass in the near future as well. And Peach Gardens was just added to the Booster Course Pass as well, so Peach Gardens was pretty good. And now ending off the year with this game, it was just with the New Year's Tour, which is basically a trick tour, like 4 or 3, I can't remember which one it is. I think it's 4. But yeah, I definitely gotta say the tracks this year were definitely the best, and the tours overall have been pretty well. But now I want to get into another discussion, and that is about the characters of this year. The characters of this year have been all over the place. I can't believe that we started out with some really creative alts like Volendam Rosalina, and you got like Vacation Luigi, which I absolutely adore. And some of the Odyssey alts even were actually pretty okay to get in. And some of the reskin alts like White Tanuki Mario and King Mario were pretty cool to see in this game. But then we just started getting really weird and kind of overused characters just getting the same alts over and over again, and big missed opportunity tours to get new characters. especially a lot of Luigi's towards the end of this year. We got like Tanuki Luigi, which is Kitsune, I don't really care. Painter Luigi. It was just getting really crazy with Luigi's towards the end of this year, and some tours were just been getting recolored, like green Toad Pickeroo, different colored Birdos, Yoshis. It's just been a bunch of recolored stuff towards the end of this year, or it's just been kind of really sorts of alt creations. No original characters really throughout this year as well. I think the only one that we had really gotten was PD Piranha. I assume for this next upcoming year, we're going to get a lot of great stuff. But yeah, I think that's my basic overall thoughts and just, you know, the basic talk that we had to talk about with this year. Honestly, it was the best year, but it started getting really declined towards the end. It was pretty great though. I still got to say, this is definitely the best year. But they started getting really lazy with like the tracks towards the end. I mean, look at this. What track design is this? Anyways, if you all did enjoy this little discussion video, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe if you're new here to the channel. Comment down below what your thoughts are on this year of Mario Kart Tour. Stay tuned for a somewhat part 2 of this video, basically discussing about what we could expect for next year of Mario Kart Tour. Thank you guys for coming and see you guys all in the next one. Peace out. Stay safe. Bye-bye.